Hello, my name is Yuhan John. My topic today is on the rise of shared mobility. It does not take a genius to figure out that engine emission pollutes the earth. The more you have, the more damage it does to our environment. Thus, my target audience will be legislatures in transportation or energy department. The main purpose of this presentation is to raise some sort of social awareness on the green policy in government-related, business-related relations. Well, once upon a time, Daimler Victoria, as you see in the picture on the left, Daimler built the world's first dedicated taxi in 1896 called Daimler Victoria. The taxi came equipped with newly invented taximeter. On June 1896, Daimler Victoria taxis were delivered to Frederick Reiner, a Stuttgart entrepreneur who started the world's first motorized taxi company. And ever since then, every day people can get from A to B fairly quickly without owning an automobile. But there is something to it. We see a problem. Taxis not really always available depending on where you are. When you're in New York, there's no problem. But when you're somewhere in rural, like where I'm from Texas, it's not really readily available everywhere. And timing is very difficult. You have to wait in the rain, to wait in the snow for a couple of hours even if the timing wasn't right. And you have to wave at the taxi drivers that may or may not want to pick you up. Or when you make an appointment, you wait for a cab to get to you. You wait for 20, 30 minutes, and it can get really expensive depending on where you live. And most importantly, the worst part of taxi is you get nowhere to complain. And that's what caused a lot of taxi drivers to be rude because it's a one-sided platform. It's run by a single local agency. There's nowhere you can complain. Well, until one day, there comes Uber or Lyft. The global rideshare application, founded in 2009, disrupted modern transportation as we know it. And at one point, it grew to become the highest value private startup company in the world. The business model is quite simple. The drivers get paid to drive people around on their free time. And time was good. And because of this, for users, for the very first time, we get to use a two-sided platform where users get to rate drivers and drivers get to rate the customers. And it's no longer waiting in the rain, waving hands to taxis that, like I said, may or may not want to give you a ride. And the charges are always visible to customers, so you can see how much it's going to charge you. And it really depends on demand mobility. You can call a cab that's just going to arrive in 8 or 7 minutes, 6 minutes, sometimes even 2 minutes. And it gives you a sort of variability and negotiation power with the driver. So the customer can cancel. There's a very good customer protection and driver protection at the same time. So from the very beginning, drivers gets paid just by sitting around. And during that time, the driver, it all got started because a lot of drivers were out of work, and Uber found that opportunity to hire them. So for both customer and drivers, they really appreciated this opportunity. However, and because of this, Uber took the market like a storm. It's a winner takes all market. Price goes up, went up, no more promotions, and drivers are no longer getting paid as much as before. The Uber company is actually taking the majority of the cut. But more importantly, the shared mobility, as Uber proposed, does not reduce the need for personal vehicles. It's expensive. People are still worried that there's a lot of cars still driving around, polluting the earth. And finally, there comes shared mobility like Zipcar and GigShare, which can get you from A to B or back to A if you want, with cheap pricing, easy accessibility, reduced carbon footprints, and actually introduced the idea of shared mobility to the world. So ever since that, new mobility services provided a continuum of choices that cover many types of personal trips. And together with a robust public transit system, that actually allow people to get to work, run errands, and get to all the places they need to go in daily life without the need for a personal vehicle. Most importantly, it saves the planet. Uh, we have e-bikes, mop sharing. All of this comes to the basic point of saving the planet. That's reference. Thank you very much. If you have any questions, let me know.